Brooke Johnson is our guest at 8:18 at 1160 WVNJ. She has been the president of the Food Network since 2003. She began with them in 2003 as senior vice president general manager, after stints at A&E, the History Channel, and WABC in New York. Good morning. Thank you for being our guest.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks so much.
Absolutely. I'm a big fan of your channel. My wife is a big fan. We're not alone in this. It's an enormously popular TV entity. Tell us about what's going on with your channel and the folks at Cablevision.
A lot of our contracts, our distribution contracts with cable operators and satellite operators were up on December 31st. In all cases, with the single exception of Cablevision, we were able to extend those contracts, or else we were in serious enough conversations to extend them. With Cablevision, we just have not been able to get them really engaged in a productive negotiation.
Do you think that this is, I don't mean publicity hardball, but do you think that this is hardball and that eventually they'll fold, or why is it all of a sudden? It seems to me, of course, sometimes these things go on behind the scenes. It seems to me this is kind of out of the blue. Were you taken aback or taken by surprise for this?
Well, we were not. We were super disappointed in it. And I want to stress how much we hate disappointing our viewers in New Jersey and the tri-state area. These are our, friends and families and, employees that can't get Food Network and HGTV. So we feel really, really bad about it. But at the same time, that's the way these contracts work. You expect a fair value for your service, and Food Network has historically been one of the lowest paid networks on television. It's become super, super popular. So we wanted an adjustment in the rate. Not a whole lot of money, in our opinion, a matter of pennies, not quarters. And Cablevision just took a very, very hard line. And I'm not really sure why, because we're on the air everywhere else in the country. And other operators, I think, recognized that our value had changed in the last 5 years. That's typically how long these contracts go for. But Cablevision so far has not. But I'm hopeful that cooler heads will prevail and that we can get back to the negotiating table and work out something that makes sense for both of us.
When you talk to the people at let me ask you, are you the person who talks to the people at Cablevision, or do people who work for you talk to the people at Cablevision and then they report back to you?
That would be basically how it works. The latter, not the former. I don't personally. I'm not personally involved in the negotiation. We have a head of affiliate relations and a lot of lawyers and whatnot that do the negotiations.
The economy obviously has taken a downturn, but the Food Network has done very well. And Cablevision, I assume, is not going door to door with a cup in their hands. Is this a case of they know you're doing well, so they're jacking it up, in your opinion?
Well, again, they're the ones who pay us. We're the ones that are asking for a fee increase.
But they're doing. That's what I mean. They're doing well, and so.
Yeah. No, I mean I don't think so. That's not in our minds. No, we're just we've gone from we're in the top 10% in popularity of all cable networks, and we're in the bottom 10% in the license fee that we're paid. So we're just trying to close that gap a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit.
When you talk, I'm sorry, go ahead, please.
Cablevision is just, for whatever reason, is saying no, absolutely not, and that's why we're at the place we're at. But I'm hopeful that, like I said, Cablevision will open its doors a little bit and let us come in there and negotiate an appropriate fee.
How similar or dissimilar is this to the situation that just occurred with Fox 5?
Well, the dissimilarity is, from what I heard, and of course I don't have any, I don't really know anything about this, but from what I read in the press, the dissimilarity is that they were asking for a huge amount of money, and that the speculation is that it was like 50 cents sub. We're not even remotely in that category. It's much, much, much smaller figures that we're talking about. So that's the dissimilarity. The similarity, though, is that Fox thinks that its stations and its networks have a certain value, and this was with Time Warner. They negotiated, and I guess both sides finally agreed on what that value was. Our problem with Cablevision is that they don't seem willing to negotiate. They you know, so we're just hoping to get them back to the table so we could you know, get these networks back on the air.
How does this affect your network nationwide in terms of viewability?
Sure. Cablevision is, I think, 3 million homes, and the...
Say again, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Cablevision has 3 million homes.
Okay.
The cable universe is close to 100 million. So it represents about 3% of our viewership.
Now, I don't know if I read this correctly. That sounds like a silly thing to say, but I don't. Do you want people to start looking for other cable providers?
Well, I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that publicly because I'm really hopeful that Cablevision, who has been a longtime partner of ours, will come back to the table and that we can negotiate with them and keep the service on Cablevision. I mean, ultimately, I think viewers have to decide how important Food Network and HGTV is to them, and if they can't get it and they want to switch to a satellite or a telecom provider, that will be their own decision.
When you took over as the president of the Food Network, it was already pretty successful. What was it that you saw on the Food Network that made you say, this is what I want to change? How's it changed since you've been in charge, is what I'm asking.
I always say this, that all the building blocks were in place when I got there. You know, Bobby Flay, Rachel Ray, Giada De Laurentiis, Paula Dean, Ina Garten, etc. They were all there. I really think I've been, like the physician, first do no harm. I've just sort of stayed out of the way of some very, very talented people at the network. And I think it just kind of got to a critical mass. They started adding one great person after another until suddenly we had this stable of fantastic talent doing terrific programming. So, I look at it, it's not anything I did. It was just everything sort of came together on my watch.
Are you a food aficionado, or were you hired because of your, well, I'm sure you were hired because of your expertise in the world of TV. You have a stunning track record. But was part of the reason that you got this job because you have a love of food, or was it your expertise in the world of TV, or was it both?
It was really television. I've always enjoyed food. I'm not a cook. So it was that my television expertise is really the reason I think they hired me. The reason I wanted to work there was because I think Food Network is a very pro-social, positive channel. And I didn't want to work for a channel that, put a lot of stuff that I didn't think sort of enhanced the cultural landscape. And so, Food Network was absolutely all about the food. But it's also, there's no sex, there's no violence. We encourage families to, eat together. It's a lovely, lovely environment in which to work, and rare in, contemporary media.
Listen, I want to thank you very much. As I said, I'm a big fan of your network, and your success is well earned because people love it. They do.
Sam, it's so nice of you to say that, and I so appreciate being on your show. And again, I want to just thank the viewers out there who are being so supportive of us, and just apologize for the inconvenience of not being able to get Food Network. And we just hope it'll get resolved. We've got a website, ilovefoodnetwork.com. If anybody wants to go to that and lend their support, that'd be great.
When I'm talking to you, I feel like I'm talking to Jimmy Stewart, and Cablevision is Lionel Barrymore.
Well, you won't get any disagreement from me on that.
Thank you very much for your time, and good luck. And we're going to keep an eye on this because we are fans of the network, and all the best.
That's great. Thanks so much, Sam. Bye-bye.
Take care. Have a good day.